Tell me a little bit more about cost reduction and the KAL potential to save banks on their operating costs.
The KAL technology makes a significant difference to the overall cost of running ATMs. And the reason that we are able to do that is firstly that the multi-vendor ATM software removes the silos inside the ATM network. In other words, there's a single way of running all of their ATMs independent of which manufacturer built each ATM. So that's the starting point of where the cost reductions come from. But it's not just because the hardware cost goes down because of extra competition in the marketplace once KAL software is installed, but it's also the maintenance costs are reduced, the cost of forecasting cash is reduced. So for example, KAL is able to monitor those ATMs very efficiently. It's able to allow customers to remotely diagnose problems with the ATM. It allows our customers to change software remotely, in other words, software distribution technologies that we support. It allows customers to monitor the cash levels inside the ATM. All of these kinds of things make the total cost of running the ATM network lower.
So in a way, the industry is a little like the PC industry, where if I was to buy a PC, then the likelihood is I'll be running Windows on that PC.
Yes, that's right. It is actually going in that direction where the software and the hardware separated out really a long time ago, and of course because of the Microsoft Intel revolution. But of course, application technology, you don't buy from the hardware manufacturer. There are large numbers of application providers for the PC industry, and you buy those packages independent of the hardware, and you buy the hardware to match the software rather than the other way around. The software solution is crucially important, and the hardware is just the means of delivering the functionality of that software. The hardware is becoming more and more of a commodity as there are more manufacturers piling into the industry. There are Asian manufacturers from Korea, China, and Japan that are coming into the marketplace, and the hardware is becoming more of a commodity.
And do you see that as being of economic advantage to the banks?
Absolutely. It is of huge economic advantage to the bank because the first thing that it does is to commoditize the hardware, which means that the price point is much more interesting for the banks. The second thing it does is to commoditize the maintenance price of the hardware, because historically hardware maintenance was a very significant cost in the total cost of running an ATM network. Now with KAL technology, it makes it possible for the bank to procure maintenance services from multiple vendors rather than just from the manufacturer of the ATM.
What you're saying to me is that the total cost of ownership, if you're using KAL software, is likely to come down?
The total cost of ownership comes down significantly. This is not just because of the two things we just talked about, the hardware purchase cost and the maintenance cost. Those two things come down too. But in addition to that, the total cost of running the ATM network, the cost of cash replenishment, the cost of remote diagnostics, the cost of changing the software application, the cost of enhancing the software, all of those things come down